I never thought I would see something like this among black voters.
And for the
What is going on, folks? I am Ty Smith. Welcome to my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. Listen, I know y'all getting tired of me saying it, but I don't care because there's always new viewers. But if you are a new viewer, listen to me. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day, out of your evening, depending on what side of the world you're on, to watch my content. If you do enjoy my content, make sure you click this right here. All this thumbs up button says is recommend this type of content to me, okay? Also, don't forget to follow me on the platforms you see listed above and below. Don't worry about the spelling of that you see in Rumble. It's supposed to be spelled like that. So I just want to let you know that, all right? Okay, that's all I got out the way. Anything else I got to say on this? No, nothing else? No, yada, yada, peanut butter? Nope. That's it. So, as y'all know, I'm going to keep on bringing stuff to you guys because I just think that you should be informed. And this is something that greatly should be informed. But we know that a lot of it is going to be suppressed because a lot of folks don't want to see the significance of the message that's within the video that I'm about to show you, that shows that black people are kind of ditching the Democrat Party like they once ditched the plantation. But are they really? Well, before I give my 2 cents on this thing, I want you guys to check this video out because it's coming from CNN, MSNBC. I mean, this is pretty interesting.
and senior data reporter Harry Etten is with us. So where does the race stand among African-American voters right now?
Yeah, I keep looking for this to change, to go back to a historical norm, and it's simply put, has not yet. So this is the margin, or Biden and Trump among black voters, compare where we were at this point in 2020, compare where we are now. You know, at this point, look at this. In 2020, Joe Biden was getting 86% of the African-American vote. Look at where it is now. It's 70%. That's a 16-point drop, John. And more than that, it's not just that Joe Biden is losing ground, it's that Donald Trump is gaining ground. You go from 7%, single digits at this point in 2020, to now 21%. And again, John, I keep looking for signs that this is going to go back to normal, and I don't see it yet in the polling. If anything, right now we're careening towards a historic performance for a Republican presidential candidate, the likes of which we have not seen in 6 decades.
And when you dig into this number here, what is the makeup of that number?
This is where we get very interesting. So I decided to dive deeper into the crosstabs, figure out where is it that Joe Biden is truly struggling among black voters. All right, so this is black voters, Biden versus Trump margin. Look at black voters age 50 and older, and you'll see, look, Joe Biden was leading amongst this group at this point by 83 points back in 2020. Now it's 74 points. So yeah, a slight decline in that margin, but nothing out of this world. Look at black voters under the age of 50. Holy cow, folks. Holy cow. Look at this. Joe Biden was up by 80 points among this group back at this point in 2020. Look at where that margin has careened down towards. It's now just, get this, 37 points. That lead has dropped by more than half, Mr. Berman. I just never seen anything like this. I'm like speechless because you always look at history and you go, okay, this is a historic moment. If this polling is anywhere near correct, we are looking at a historic moment right now where black voters under the age of 50, which have historically been such a big part of the Democratic coalition, are leaving it in droves.
That is a huge drop over a 4-year period, at least right now. All right, what's the impact of third-party candidacies here, Robert Kennedy Jr.?
Yeah, you know, so, all right, so obviously we have third-party candidates this year with the 2 major party candidates being so disliked. All right, so this is black voters, Biden versus Trump in the battleground states. This was according to a poll last month from the New York Times, Siena College. Again, looks very similar to what we see nationally, right? Joe Biden at 63, a very poor position for a Democratic candidate. Donald Trump at 23%. If we add Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to this, look at where Joe Biden drops to. Less than half the vote among black voters. Less than half the vote among black voters in the battleground states. Donald Trump drops as well to 14%, so not quite nearly as historic. But look at this, RFK with 11%. You basically have a legitimate sort of 3-way race here. Yeah, Joe Biden well ahead, but with less than 50% of the vote. John, I never thought I would see something like this among black voters.
And for those questioning who Robert Kennedy would hurt more, at least in these numbers, in this measurement right here, Biden loses 14, Trump loses 9. So it's clearly Joe Biden.
It's exactly right. It seems to me this is, yes, it's partially a artifact of Donald Trump perhaps being better liked among black voters, but it's also a real artifact of Joe Biden being significantly less liked among black voters than he was 4 years ago.
Harry, great to see you. Thank
Great
you
to
very
see you.
much.
Yeah, so you guys know I did a video on this before, and I was just saying how we will all find out once the election comes around. We're going to see if this is going to hold like they claim to do. But let me just tell y'all something. Whatever poll this is coming from, if that is to be true, that is a great significance. That's a great significance. People are kind of getting fed up and they're tired of working on the plantation mentally. Now, are all the things that the Democrats do wrong? No, a lot of it is. Are all the things that Republicans do right? No, absolutely not. But I think in the best interest of a lot of people who looks just like me in my age bracket, they might feel that the better pick is going to be Trump. Just saying, it's showing. Now, again, when the election comes around, I always say, we shall see. We shall see if these numbers are going to turn out to be actually true. But one thing I want to draw you guys' attention to is the significance of the age bracket. The ones around my age. You see how huge of a number that is. You want to know why? We are not going through this stuff. We are not being pimped no more. We are not falling for the look over here. Scary boogeyman, white man, look over here. Scary racism everywhere. But the thing is, it makes a lot of black people pissed off because they want us to. They expect us to. They think that we should. They think if a black person come to me like, man, like, yo, I piss people off a lot. Y'all just don't know this. Even when we were in the store. One time me and my wife was out and about, and I don't know what it was, but some dude felt whatever the case may be. A lady just said, oh, excuse me. She went around and she grabbed something out the way and went on, and then she said, thank you. She grabbed something off of a table. Let's just say if there's a table of people selling Girl Scout cookies. And we were having a conversation with this guy, black guy. We don't know, he was in the store trying to sell massage chairs or something like that. Anyway, we were just talking about life, things like that. And a white woman walked right between us like, oh, excuse me. She grabbed a box of Girl Scout cookies. Thank you. He said, yeah, look, she just felt she can walk right through us because of her white privilege. What? I was like, what do you mean? I said, no, she said, excuse me, because we're standing right in front of the cookies that she wanted. Yeah, but she could have went around us. How? I mean, there was nowhere to go. We were standing directly in front of it. Yeah, because, they just think they can just do the things because everybody, no, they don't. She literally said, excuse me. She ducked her head down in humbleness and she grabbed the cookies and we just moved. What made you even think like that? And then turned into a whole thing. Well, hey, man, see this one. No, what I'm saying is this. A lot of younger people are not falling for this bull crap no more. A lot of young people that I talk to don't even face any of this stuff, but then they are frustrated because you older adults get pissed off at them for not acknowledging that there's racism. Why would they acknowledge something that they don't experience? Why would they acknowledge something that they don't see that exists in the world? Do racism exist? Yes, racism does exist. Are black people in troves experiencing like they did back in the 30s and 40s and 50s? No. Absolutely not. Is that something that black people in their daily lives go about worrying about? Absolutely not. But it's a good talking point, isn't it? It's something to talk about. It's something to girl. It's something to bro. Man, it's something to talk about, but it actually does not hold any weight. Every day that you most likely go to work, you're working for a white man. The car that you're driving is by a white man. Almost everything you do, a lot of things about, oh man, black people invented. I understand that. But my point is saying all that. Stop. It's just talking points. It's not going to get you nowhere in life because you are saying that racism is any and everywhere, but it can't stop you from advancing. It can stop you from trying. Plain and simple. So shout out to my mentees and the people I talk to on these panels online. I'm not going to say their names. Young men, young black women who are not falling for the bull crap. They are very smart, very intelligent, and they see through the bull crap. Now, as for the older folks, the ones like the Al Sharpton's them age on down to the 50s and 60s and all that, they might have a different light. They might feel that what they experienced in their time is still holding weight, which means you have not let go of what happened to you or your mom or your dad. We get it. I understand that. But to actually implement that into saying that this is what goes on today, no. If we don't get a job, if we don't get our way, it's not because of racism. It's because it just didn't happen. Now, back in y'all times in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and possibly 60s and all that, I get it. But at the same time, during that period in the 50s and 40s and all that, the late 40s into the 50s into the 60s, before the civil rights movement, black people still were increasing in hundredfolds, being doctors, lawyers, pharmacists, teachers, engineers. Yes, we were. When there was a time where discrimination and all that stuff was legal during the Jim Crow era. I talked about that before. So what I'm saying that for is shout out to the younger folks that's my age on to 50 and under for seeing through the bull crap and not getting tricked. Yeah. Am I wrong? Prove me how I'm wrong, folks. I'm talking about wrong in my way of thinking. Well, that's anecdotal, Todd, just because you haven't. No, I'm not just talking about me. I told you I have residents in 5 different states: Florida, Tennessee, Illinois, Missouri, and the other one is undisclosed because I might be here right now. Anywho, let me know what y'all think about this. And the reason why I said all that is because in all those different states, same concept. Younger folks that are black, I see what my mom going through. I see what she's going through. And it has nothing to do with racism or white supremacy or systemic racism. No. Prove me wrong if these things are not just good for talking points, because they won't advance you. They will, you knowing or thinking that white people are holding you back and that systemic racism is just this big, huge thing. Prove it. Prove how that's holding any black person back. Because I have a plethora of folks that I will pull up and show you how it does not. Anyway, folks, let me know what y'all think about this video by leaving it in the comments below. After this video, do you think that this is going to hold so much significant weight that by the time the election comes around, we're going to see that black folks voted for Republican like never before? These people are saying they've never seen this. Is it just a made-up poll? Do we need other sources? Whatever the case may be, y'all let me know, all right? Don't forget to hit that like button before y'all get out of here. That helps circulate the video. Please, 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 please do that. Also, if you have a cellular phone, let one person in the phone know about this channel. Just say, hey, check out Modern Renaissance Man on YouTube, Instagram, Rumble, TikTok, all those things I showed y'all. They're still listed up here. They're up there. Do that, all right? Because we were making headway, and I knew that I was going to be suppressed once we got into the heat of the election season right now. They're suppressing this. They don't want the videos to go out. I went from averaging 5,000 to 10,000 subs in a week, in 2 weeks, and 3 weeks, to now I'm barely 80 in a month. Like in May, rolling into June, I had 80 subs. Come on now. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.